How does it look? Can you see my Funkos and my posters? You can see some of my junk. I just want to show off my junk, really. This light is got me looking like Two-Face. There we go. That's pretty bright, but that's still good. That's better than usual. This video is to explain the experiment, and I'm going to talk about the experiment all the time. Excuse me. That's what I call it anyways. The experiment. People have probably their own names for it, but I call it the experiment. You know, the elites, the everything. Any ism you can think of, it's all part of the experiment. Social media, all part of the experiment. The Transformers, part of the experiment, definitely. Manga, Akira, part of the experiment. Funko dolls, part of the experiment. Football, definitely part of the experiment. The experiment has been going on since before the Romans. It's been going on for a while. And it's evolved through time. And then it hit the 1900s. And then the experiment became something else. Then the war happened. And then World War II happened. And then the bombs fell. And then the experiment got real weird. Because that's when the aliens started coming. Now the experiment has like kicked into like 75%. So, and now here in 2023, when I talk about the experiment, I'm talking about everything in its whole. Today on the internet, I shared a video about a political issue, and I watched the experiment unfold with a close friend, and I'm also guilty of falling for the experiment as well. No doubt. You're probably thinking, oh, he's just talking about propaganda. I'm talking about propaganda plus everything else that's going on. Like, this is the conspiracy theory of all conspiracy theories, I think. Like, this is like the one. It's Pandora's box. The experiment is Pandora's box. And if we open this sumbitch, it's gonna be crazy. So the experiment, like if the experiment fails, I think that's when we reset and everything changes again. I don't know. But if the experiment is a success, we go to different, I don't know, I think we transcend all this, all of it, everything. If it's a success, we transcend. If it isn't a success, like if the experiment fails, you know, I kind of don't want to think about that. I don't want to dwell on that outcome. I kind of want the other one. So yeah, I don't know why I thought I had to explain the experiment, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about it lots. So this is the video that, you know, people are gonna be like, damn, this guy really is crazy, or damn, this guy is interesting. Or damn, I don't ever want to watch this guy's video again. And I want you to put that in the comments. I'm never watching your videos again. Please do that. I need to know. Because I need to know why. So I can get better. But a lot of what I'm going to talk about is the experiment. A lot of everything I talk about is going to be about that gosh darn experiment that is happening to us. And I think social media is like, social media propelled it. It's the gas on the fire, man. Like, you know, when you throw gas in a can and then you throw the can on the fire. Yeah. You don't just dump the gas on the fire. You put it in a can or a cup or a container and then you give her a chuck. It's a safety tip with Krixta. I'm no longer going by my name. I am now Krixta. I do believe I was teased for calling myself that in high school. I also got teased for having orange tab jeans. Just let that sink in. But anyways, all part of the experiment. Guarantee it. Orange tab jeans, definitely part of the friggin' experiment. What can I say? The experiment. This video is about explaining the experiment. I'm supposed to talk for an hour. I'm 5.5 minutes in. I'm supposed to talk to you about the experiment for an hour. That's my experiment, I guess. I don't know. The experiment wants me to talk to you for an hour. That's for sure. But my brain, which I'm not using as a marketing tool, talked about that too, won't, damn it. It happened again. It won't let me. It's a cool day today. In case you're wondering how the weather was. I know you probably weren't. No, I'm just blabbing again. That's okay. The experiment. Oh man, what's going on in the Middle East right now? That's got the experiment really fired up. Really fired up. Especially with me, and like I've said in previous videos, I am got nothing to do right now. I got I can barely walk. Each day is just a miserable day. I try and work out and it hurts. It hurts so much, man. Shit. Sorry. I forgot. The experiment. Maybe that's part of the experiment. Me being injured. Like, goddamn. My brain is part of the experiment. Get it? An hour of talking about the experiment. The experiment. And I think it doesn't matter how wealthy you are or which family you come from. Like, we're all part of this experiment. Depending on, well, no, I shouldn't say that. Because, depending on your conspiracy theory status and what you actually believe in, the experiment is being conducted by, I don't want to say forces unknown, because they're known to us, but they're also not known to us. Just to throw a wrench in there. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a anything, man. I'm just a dude who's hurt. He got some bad feet and can't work, and he's bored. And he discovered, while trying to escape the experiment, that talking in front of a camera like this is actually helping his brain. So if it helps my brain, it's good. What does not help my brain is all the Googling I do on different topics and different societal outcries, societal disasters, societal problems. You know what I mean? I'm not. I'm doing too much of that. I'm not. I should be learning about maybe some painters, or maybe I should be learning about how to make better videos. Maybe I should be learning about how to edit videos, But I'm always looking up political stuff. I'm always looking up conspiracy stuff. I'm always looking at all this stuff. And, I think just like with the puff, the electric lettuce, the left-handed lettuce, the devil's lettuce. I think moderation is key. I've wanted to quit the puff for quite some time, and I don't think in my brain, and the amount of time I've been doing it, that's a feasible idea, because, just straight up no more is crazy. So I can't just not look up the conspiracy videos, you know what I'm saying? I need to. Is this getting hot again? It'll get hot and shut off. I apologize. And when it saves to the card, it's sometimes they're not all together. So I really got to learn how to edit. Anyways, rewind back to, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the conspiracy videos. I think I need to like, limit my time on the political stuff and the conspiracy stuff, because like, yeah, the political environment in the entire world right now is out of control. Like, there is just like, and that's all part of the experiment. Like the experiment is working. Is it working? No, it's failing. If the experiment is failing, things are chaotic. No, the experiment is working if things are chaotic. If the experiment is a success, we lose our freedom. If the experiment fails, we are enlightened to a different level. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry, I had them mixed up in my head. Yeah. I'm not a hippie. I'm not very align my chakras. You know, there's energy flowing everywhere. I like science. Hippies don't like science, apparently. I don't know. We're all made of atoms. We're all vibrating. That's pretty hippy dippy stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever. I don't think it is. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm not your typical smelly, borrow everything, drug problem hippie. Like, yeah, I puff a little too much. That's all I've done. I've had my issues with the drink and with other substances in my past, but I'm past all that, and now I just kind of struggle with knowing how to control this, because apparently because of my ADHD I self-medicate with this, and when I should be medicating with Vyvanse. But you know me, I have to Google everything, or I have to look stuff up, or I have to look into it, and I did, and Vyvanse is just a stimulant, and I don't like stimulants. And that's why when I know when I drink coffee, nothing happens to me, man. It has the same effect as that Vyvanse stuff. It calms me. It slows my damn brain down. Same with that stuff. That stuff doesn't work on me. It brings me down. It calms me. I'll go to bed. Like when I was young and in my 20s, and probably not, puffing enough as much. When I would do I would be there. Yeah, I'd be there, but it still never had the same effect on me as it did other people. That's all I'm saying. That don't have the ADHD. You know what I'm saying? And that's not an excuse or a marketing tool for this channel. Forget about it. Shout out to all those small YouTube channels out there. I was going over, there's so many small channels, 200 subscribers, 50, and I'm like, darn, we're all trying to get out of that experiment. The rat race. I think the rat race is also part of the experiment. The rat race being, we don't want to work like slaves the rest of our lives, like I built Powerline for years, and I don't want to do that the rest of my life, and that's me being honest. And whoever's watching this that I work with or was working with, shout out. You guys, that trade and those people that I worked with, all of them taught me to be who I am today. And I think who I am today is a very understanding person. I get a little heated, I get a little one-sided and biased on certain things, yeah. But at the same time, it's because on the other end of that, there's just no... What it is there's no room to talk anymore. There's no room to figure things out. It's all, you have to pick a side or you're not a good person. So that's like a big thing with the experiment right now, is making you pick a side and making you believe that because you picked that side, you are now you're a good person because you're doing this, because you are blindly following this ideology, you are officially a good person. Like, there's no way you're not a good person now. Sorry, I just don't want this to get too hot. I really would like to film in one take. I've been looking at other cameras. Right back to what I was talking about. You don't get to be a good person because you have a certain ideology. I mean, your character, who you are, your character, and your ideologies, like, they should be separate, man. Like, that's a tough conversation, that one. That's a tough conversation. What does make you a good person? Not the political party you follow. Let's start there. Let's honestly start there. Like, because you follow a political party, that does not automatically make you a good person, right? Like, and politics just divides us so badly, and I'm guilty of it. Of course I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. Anyone who says they're not, they're lying to you. They've allowed politicians to influence them. They've allowed money to influence them. I want to tilt it so you guys can see my sexy tattoo. Yeah, just kidding. Back up. I want you to see my Funkos. Oh God, I get so distracted sometimes. What was I talking about? What makes you a good person? Yeah, like your political stance doesn't make you a good person. A house is burning. There's someone trapped inside. Two people run in. One's a conservative, one's a liberal, one's a Republican, one's a Democrat. They both did the same thing and pulled that person out of the fire. Does their political leaning matter in that? So are they? Is he a bad person? Is they a bad person because they chose a political side? Like, I know you saved the kid. Thanks for pulling that kid out of the fire. But because you are Republican, because you're conservative, you're a bad person. Because you are liberal, because you're NDP, because you're a Democrat, you're a bad person. Oh, you're a libertarian and you hate all forms of government? Well, you're just a bad person because you can't function in proper society because, I'm what defines proper society. That's the same question. Like, how do you know how we're supposed to live? How are we supposed to live in this world? Who decides that? You know what I mean? Oh, you're the deciding factor in who's good, who's bad, and how we're supposed to live in this world. How you decide what's good, what's bad, and how I'm supposed to live. What does that sound like? I saw the Marxist Party, and people are like surprised this exists. I'm like, this has been going on our entire lives. Like, there's been Communist Party in Canada. There's been Marxist Party in Canada. I don't think they're political parties. I do believe it's like parliamentary, like not parliament. I do believe there was an act to take out the Communist Party in Canada, but it still exists as a group. I do believe they're legally allowed to still be a group or some shenanigans. Excuse me, but yeah, like I saw a video. It was in Toronto, and there's just some young, I'm pretty sure they're college kids, and they had their Marxist Party booth, and they're talking about how they're Marxists, and I'm just like, and people are all mad. They're like, what's happening to this country? This is in the comments of the algorithm decided feeds of my social medias. And it's just, and I'm just to myself, I'm like, my immediate feelings were to be upset about this. But in my head, I understand Marxism and I understand where these ill-informed people are coming from. I understand that's that I'm a good person and this is why scenario again. That's what's happening here with these kids, is like, I'm doing the right thing and I don't know. Or it could be I want to rebel against what, they hate capitalism. They think, there shouldn't be poor people, which is correct. There shouldn't be poor people. If you lifted all of them out of poverty, that's just more money they can pump into the economy. You don't need to get rid of capitalism. You don't need communism. You don't need socialism. You need a mixture of the bunch. You need a hybrid way of doing things that not only makes everybody like people want this utopia. Them weirdo hippies want this utopia where there's no bad, there's all good. There's always going to be bad and there's always going to be good. There's always going to be the yin to the yang, right? But I think we as people can find a way to coexist where there's some people that aren't broke, but there's people out there that don't want to put in the effort. They're fully capable, but for some reason they don't want to put in the effort. They want to, I don't know what it is. Like there's people that out there that I'm getting fired up. There are people out there that are not disabled that want to be disabled. They think that in their mind they should be disabled. And this is that conversation can turn into something else, and I'm not going there. I'm just saying that there are people out there that don't want to put in the effort to have nice things. They like to see that people have nice things and complain about it, but they don't want to put in the work to try and get there. You may never get to become a billionaire, but wouldn't you rather die knowing that you tried to get there, or to at least that you tried as hard as you could to keep yourself out of that? And it's like, and then people will argue, well, it's hard when you have 3 kids, you can't go to school. And this is a huge thing for me because I'm 38 and got no kids. I've never been responsible enough to barely take care of myself. What makes you think I should have a kid? And people have kids. Are they responsibly? Are they financially ready? Are they, spiritually ready? Are they physically ready? Are you ready to have a kid? And this is nothing to anybody that I know personally. This is just how my brain operates. And I see it out in the world. I see people that aren't ready to have kids, that have kids, and then they complain they're stuck in a rut, but you have 3 kids that you weren't ready for in the first damn place. And if nobody has told anybody, kids are expensive. They cost money. I'm an adult and I cost a lot of money. I couldn't imagine having little me's running around that cost even more money. You mean I gotta clothe these things? Maybe I should just make my own clothes. Communist idea, I know, but chill. That was a good little rant, wasn't it? But you see where I'm coming from. I'm not jabbing at anybody that I know personally. None of whatever I post is a jab at anybody that I personally know, man. That is not what I'm on here to do. I'm on here, honestly, for my mental health because this helps. So I don't care about your feelings. I care about my feelings, and my feelings are what matter. And I believe that people are having babies irresponsibly. And then they complain and complain and complain that they can't get ahead in life. If you're not responsible, if you weren't ready to have kids, how are you, you know what I mean? And I'm a shining example of a guy who's irresponsible AF. Because I'm a terrible human. I'm not a terrible human. I'm a great human, but I'm just irresponsible. And my whole life, I've never been quite able to figure out, I kind of know why. But at the same time, maybe that's just who I was. I was irresponsible. I would have a lot of money right now if I have a tendency to not stick to things and follow through and yada, yada, yada. And I have, you know, lost jobs and stuff, and I have blamed outside sources for all these things. But lately, since I've been on this sabbatical from work, I've looked inward and found that I am to blame for a lot of my problems, and for a long time I would blame outward sources, and I was just like, wow, no wonder I could never really get ahead, it seemed, because I was always blaming the outside sources and not looking inward and figuring